The chair recognizes the gentleman from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for yielding time. Mr. Chairman, I rise in support of my amendment to improve early voting in rural communities. My amendment would ensure that early voting locations in rural communities are placed strategically in communities to provide the greatest access to rural voters seeking to cast their ballots. I urge my colleagues to join me in supporting this amendment. My amendment, Mr. Chairman, gets to the heart of what we have been trying to do here today with H.R. 1, and that is to make voting easier. My amendment builds on the underlying text of H.R. 1 that directs states to locate early voting locations within walking distance of stops on public transportation routes by recognizing that rural communities face very different challenges to voting as compared to voters in urban communities. In many rural communities, Mr. Chairman, like the ones that I represent in eastern North Carolina, there is no public transportation in many of those communities. So polling locations in these communities need to be located where these voters will have the best chance to let their voices be heard in our elections. And my amendment would simply ensure that that happens. Mr. Chairman, rural communities are facing many challenges, but their ability to participate in our elections should not be one of those challenges. I think all of us on both sides of the aisle can agree on this. During the markup at the committee, I got a good feeling about it, and I hope my friend from Illinois, Mr. Davis, would be willing to work with me in getting this amendment passed. I urge my colleagues to support the amendment. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. For what purpose does the gentleman from Illinois seek recognition?